I was gonna say, anything's better than that shit that I was watching. How do I say hello to myself? Well, okay, I've done this before, but a lot has changed over the last few years, so we don't know, like, who we are or any of that. No, because it's like, who's this? You know, but, like, I'm just, like, standing in the corner here with my glasses on camera, and it's just gonna be the most boring video. I have to change that. It's like this is the I'm not, this doesn't make any sense because it's so distracting. I was thinking about myself. I was thinking, and I don't even exist anymore because I'm like half on the screen. So it's different. Now we're in a different realm. We have entered the portal and we are here to stay. This is day one of the adventure, but you're making it up and it's a video. So you're going to have to just be satisfied with a smaller version of yourself, making you want to smoke cigarettes. You look like a terrorist, but you're not a terrorist. You're Shane McDonough, but you're not. You're Flowing Point, but you're not. You're a lazy fuck who doesn't do any of his work that he's supposed to do. You were supposed to do work, and you didn't do any work. And now you're a normal human being. So I just gave myself this pep talk about should I start a video, and I did. I started a video, and now it's recording. But it's actually a very deep spiritual thing, deciding that you want to record, because it's like if you don't believe in what you're doing while you're doing it, it doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter. Well, maybe it shouldn't matter anyway, but maybe it will matter. And then you're just automatically you're putting yourself into the future, and you're giving yourself the job of fixing whatever you've already done, which is what you're doing now. Is you're doing something, and you're gonna have to fix it, and you might not be able to. And you were supposed to look after yourself. You're supposed to have order to what you do, and to an extent you've accomplished some things, but you only know what you accomplished by seeing yourself and what you've become, I guess. Maybe I've become something, yeah, but it's only a smaller version of what I could become if I hadn't decided to just throw caution to the wind and make a video of myself with my missing tooth, which there's a story behind that, but I can't go into it right now because this is the kind of thing that I would take a long time to do, getting into a recording. Like, who cares about what I say or what I'm saying now? But like, I like, am I going to go into anything? Question is, do I have a space to talk to myself? And I really don't know, because I live at home with my mom, and this is my room. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. It doesn't seem like anyone's going to come in and disturb me, which seems to be enough. But all day, every day, isn't enough. I have a piano, but I don't think it important to record anymore because don't taunt me, Shane, because though I'm okay, I'm not into it. I'm like, there's no means by which I can successfully ordain practicality or perpetuality in the creative aspect of making a song, whatever. I'm not saying that very well. I'm actually, all I can do is just destroy culture because I'm just saying that, like, it doesn't matter to record music, but it obviously does matter. Recording music is a good idea because then you. Why though? Why? Is it because you don't want to have to keep playing because you like to keep playing, but you don't. You don't. You don't keep playing, do you? I mean, you play for maybe half an hour a day, and it's not enough. But like, it wouldn't be authentic if I was playing and I didn't really want to play. But I usually want to play. But I only do that because I'm like encouraging myself. Do I really want to play? Is the question. Do I really? No, it's not the question. It's the question that comes out of this little fucking box with this little fucking man in it. Right. So I'm taking a moment to not incriminate myself on camera with totally the wrong words. But I do this by habit, which is just identify standards of expression that I expect, because I've been absorbing media so much that I expect standards of myself and hopefully others, but I don't trust this fucking giant gap of intercommunication. Like, who am I talking to really? Well, let's just say I'm talking to the sum total of every single impression that I've ever received on camera, or more specifically, even on this phone, right? I'm being reactive. Well, if I'm being reactive, this conversation could go on for hours because I've got so much judgment piled up on all of the videos that I've seen that it's like almost a sin not to engage with it, right? I mean, to refer to it as a external is to deny myself the pleasure of understanding it and possibly condemning or whatnot, growing up a bit, abandoning, dismissing. But I know all of these things are going to come from just being a part of this new conversation I'm having with myself. And I don't understand myself at all. And I'm looking at this picture of myself, but I don't understand how I could have become this other person that I have become. And don't look at myself very often and during the day, and I don't think about things that I don't have and probably don't know how to deal with. But well, it has to be a new conversation, doesn't it? Because it is a new sort of circumstance, but it isn't. The only difference is I press the record button, but I don't actually talk to myself all the time. So this is different. And actually, if I was able to fucking share what I think most of the time, I would be doing something, but I'm not doing something right now. And I think that is more honest, because it's like, I don't feel like doing anything. It's 3:00 in the fucking morning. I'm smoking a cigarette and I'm drinking. And I'm trying to be cool, and I'm not cool. I'm just not cool. And I have to be honest with myself, but I'm not being honest because I've started this ridiculous conversation that can only go to nowhere, because it's not for everyone. But all I'm doing is pretending like I know stuff as well. Like, I'm a naturally inquisitive person. I like to ask questions, right? Like, what happens around a black hole? Who knows, right? Who knows? But I read somewhere that magnets. That's it, magnets. All right, and that's interesting, but it's interesting in the sense that Get this guy talking about magnets and he will fucking explode. You know, with his fucking charisma of excitation at the thought of magnetic dominance on particles at the event horizon of a black hole at the center of a galaxy. Which is just one thing that I have questions about. Who am I going to ask? My mom? Because, like, she asked me questions about, do I want to eat broccoli? And that's not much to go on in terms of changing the subject, you know? Like, I mean, I can't just start talking about black holes during a conversation about what to eat for breakfast, which doesn't result in any difference anyway, because I only end up eating whatever she cooks. Not that that's a crime, but some people out there may see it as a crime and see it as a first world bourgeois sort of position, but I see it as an unfortunate consequence of just remaining in the roost as you grow to the ripe age of 35, which, to be honest, I'm not even sure how far I'm going to go in this age thing, because, like, things are going all the way. They're all going all the wrong way. I'm looking at myself, talking to myself on this phone, and it's not like a camera, because this thing has this sort of extra level of complexity that a mirror doesn't have. Did I say it's not like a camera? I meant to say it's not like a mirror. Let me just smoke my cigarette. All right. Hi. I don't like the lighting here because it's like you can't really see how my eyes work, because I'm not even looking at the camera. I'm looking at my fucking picture, which is weird. Why don't I just look at my fucking camera and talk properly? Well, this is level 1, and I have to fucking be expert teacher at all stages of my development. So, yeah, this is not a professional video or whatever. Oh, what the fuck am I even talking about? Who the fuck are you to fucking judge? Okay, right, look, I'll do this because this makes it a bit more, you know, the right size or whatever. Yeah, okay. Take 1. Shane Mac. This is me. Yeah, right. Okay. Okay. I don't judge me, but this is not how you make a video. Okay, so why am I doing this? Because this is exactly what fucking happens when you make a video. You just create this mood where it's like making a fucking video, and it's like, now I'm just making a video, and this is the mode that I'm in. It's like all I can think about is that I'm making a video. It's not even the worst. It can go worse. It can go way worse. But it won't, because I will make sure that doesn't happen. Because I have my limits. No, what I'm saying, I'm not saying anything, right? I'm not saying anything. You know, I'm infinitely happier when I'm not recording, actually. So I should think about it like, you know, somebody's like, you know, really waiting for me to do something, and all it is that I'm doing is evil because I'm only attracting attention from whoever is watching and listening. It's just going to be myself in the future, and I'm sorry, Shane, this isn't as interesting as it should be. So, I got off to a bad start. Let me introduce myself properly. How should one introduce oneself? Should I say my age, my marital status, my intentions, my permanence? Should I go into that? Should I say that I'll be here next week? Should I say that I've got no friends and I'm looking for friends, or should I ask for help? And who cares? Because you always have this sort of connection. But to go into it was just fucking cause police sirens to go off and the fucking moose crew to drop down through the windows and poke at me. I don't know, I'm making stuff up. It's not good. Like, I am level 1. I think I'm cool, but like, once I start talking shit, it's a train wreck. It's total fucking train wreck. I'm looking at my own picture. I'm not looking at the camera. I'm looking at the fucking time. Like, what I'm looking at is not important for a video either, because you don't want to know that I'm just doing this and everybody else is going to do it as well. This is what I think. I think everybody else is going to do what I'm doing, and they're going to do it better, and they're going to do it first. It doesn't matter if I do it first. They'll show it first because they're also fucking trigger happy with their shows. So, like, what do I do? Perform. That's what I do. I'm performing. And badly. Because you got this, like, glint on my glasses as well. I don't want to fucking accommodate for the glint on the glasses. I don't have to fucking move my face so that it's exactly not glinting. I can't deal with that shit, man. I'm trying to fucking remember how to think. I'm trying to remember how to think. Right, we're getting somewhere. That's the truth. The truth is that I actually don't care. I don't care. No, I don't even fucking care about whether I'm thinking or not. All I care about is that I keep talking so that the moments in this video last. And look, I have to put my hands here because otherwise they're not even in the frame. Like, because the camera's too close. And like, who's doing it? I'm doing it. I have to fucking move the camera so that it makes more sense. And then when I start doing that, I have much more fun moving the camera with the camera fucking off than I'll have just with the camera on, moving, acting now, because I don't know what to think, because most of my life is drawn from the activity that I do. And when I have the camera rolling, there's no activity to do. There's nothing to do. All I can do is just talk, and I don't have anything to fucking say. Except that if I keep talking, I'll go somewhere. You know, it'll be a particular direction of experience, but it won't be fruitful because it's not ordered, it's not organized. Most that will happen will be that it'll provide some sort of fuel or catalyst for my own destruction. I'm looking at my own destruction, really. So I'm not going to help anyone with it. So, you know, but it's going to be extremely boring if I don't do anything about it. Like, so I can either say, here is challenges and puzzles and problems, or I can say, what is this? It looks like a person, but it's not. You know, it's an image of a person. It's my shadow. You know, I'm not there anymore, or at least I say I'm not there anymore, because the thing which I have to believe in, I have to fucking believe in a thing, but I'm not complaining. I am complaining, but I'm not trying to complain. I don't want to complain about the meeting. Well, I do as well. I just want to be myself, right? I just want to be myself, and I have to just make a point that this thing has to be respected as a thing that possibly lasts beyond my decision whether or not I want to delete it. While I'm smoking my last cigarette, I'm just wasting time. I'm wasting so much time. And this is another thing as well. Is this one of those things that I have to think about deeply? And it is. But I'm going downhill all the way, man. I'm going fucking downhill all the way. Because, like, I'm being honest. And my honesty is that what I'm expressing and how I'm expressing it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. Like, if people respond, who cares? I have to go back and see, did people respond? And I also have to face the fact that there is more information about my expression than there is about the response. And that means that I'm not interested And then the response doesn't matter. And I'm thinking about YouTube, and that's why. But I really should think about other things. I think about the vast universe of potential experience of the thing that I'm making, which I think I'm making. But of course, I'm full of cynicism for everything that everybody's ever done on camera. So you'll just get that, and maybe it'll sort of liquidize by analysis, and I'll just come to some sort of peace with the world that we live in, which, as we may know, cannot be represented by one person, but it's represented silently in our thoughts, dismissed silently with escapism. Escapism, by escaping the fucking internet, you can judge the state of it. But why am I doing this? Because I think that there is a conversation to be a part of in the internet. And I also think that I have sort of a skill in expression that is not very well expressed, but is there. It just takes some sort of patience to sort of figure out what I want to say. I can't believe I'm able to waffle so much, but I'm able to keep waffling and waffling and waffling. What do I have to talk about? The Holocaust? The fucking drugs? Do I have to talk about something to get people's attention, or what? Like, I mean, and then that's the thing. Do I exist? Maybe I don't even exist because I'm talking shit and I don't have anything to say, so I'm just waffling, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because I don't matter. Maybe I don't matter. Okay? So so I read a good book earlier today, but I don't have any fucking prepared speech about it, man. I'm trying to fucking put things together. I know the limits of what I'm able to read, and the limits of what fucking I'm able to read is vastly worse than I ever could have fucking guessed a long time ago. You know, I thought I was able to read books. I used to read 100 pages a day, and then it came into like I had all these experiences in life that fucking turned me into a jelly baby. And now I can't even fucking read more than 2 or 3 paragraphs without getting stomach pains, you know, because of all this fucking sitting that I've been doing at the computer. And I know that the next thing that I'm going to do is complain about computers. And I have to. But this is going to destroy my fucking work ethic, because all I have is that I do stuff on computers. But like, the stuff I do on computers is great, but it's just like computers, and I never wanted that. I never wanted to be working on a computer all the fucking time. You know? There's no fucking point. Most I can do, you can make a program. Okay, you make a program. Whoop-de-fucking do. Millions of fucking people are enslaved by their smartphones. Who fucking cares? Change the fucking smartphones so that they're not all fucking touchscreen. They have buttons or something, and that you can hold them without breaking your fucking fingers. And like, it's clearly just a fucking. I don't want to go into this. I don't want to go into this at all. I'm not going into it. I can't because I don't know the prompts. It's not like anyone's asking me, oh, you're the expert on computers. Oh, you're the expert on fucking smartphones. But like, I can't believe how little I've thought of actually existing on the screen. I've always been thinking about like just being a viewer. And I'm 100% a viewer now. That's why I'm doing all these facial expressions, which are, quite frankly, the most boring thing that anyone could ever watch. But with, with a cigarette, it's, you can judge me. I'm a smoker. Well, I've become a smoker again. And I quite enjoy it, actually, to be honest. I think I can get away with it. That's the problem. Yeah, but like, it's easy to live sort of without a reminder of what you've done, right? But if I have a video of myself talking crap on YouTube, for example, which, I mean, I would count this as crap because this isn't a topic, this isn't a subject, it's just me waffling, right? It's just me introducing my voice and very, very slowly and in it, like, but like, I have to stop judging myself like that as well. But like, do I care about myself? You know, like that's the thing that I'm just not sure. And I'm not sure that I care about the representation of myself because I'm trying to care about myself as I actually am, who I am. Like, that's what I'm trying to care about, and the representation of myself just comes up second. It's not even second either because I care about the representation of others more than I care about myself. But I'm also very free, and I also know that I have things to say, but I'm not saying them now. I'm just talking to fill in the gap, to force. Because you know what? This is the medium that we have, actually. We have a medium where people talk non-stop. And they even cut out the silent bits so that you can just fucking listen and listen non-stop and have nothing to remind you to be yourself if you're not me, right? I mean, that's the system that we are used to. It's just a constant influx of information and no output and blah de blah de blah. You know, if I was talking to somebody else right now, there would be an interjection everywhere. And that would throw me off. But because I'm the only person talking, it doesn't. And there's probably a word for that as well. But I mean, and there's another thing as well, like, but I'm not even complaining. I'm not trying to complain. I could be trying to complain about that, but like I don't even think that I'm the best at whatever it is that isn't complaining, you know. And complaining seems to be like the baseline thing. But if I was actually complaining, I'm complaining seriously, and I don't have the heart to complain about certain things because I have to think about them more before I start judging them. It's just not right. You can't just start fucking throwing shit on other people's fucking tables and asking them to fucking enjoy the show. It's just a big shitstorm of complaints and things that nobody's able to fucking do anything about. I mean, you're listening to people talk about fucking war on the fucking news every fucking day, and then you're listening to people fucking show off their fucking comedic attitudes towards life that they're able to deal with themselves, sure, but it's all about the future of technology. It's always about the future of their own fucking show as well. Like, you don't get anybody who doesn't care about anything because you don't want to listen to anybody who doesn't care about anything. But you don't get anyone who doesn't care about the fucking system because the system will just block them out. Like, they'll just block you out, you know? Now, I want to go into everything that I can. And part of that is just taking the fucking piss, you know? Because I don't know if anyone wants to see me taking the piss, but I do. I want to see me taking the piss. But it's not going to help my life, you know? My hands are so tired from typing and controlling the computer that I wake up in the morning. I wake up at night as well. But in the morning, I wake up and I'm waiting for like my own command to reacquire control over my fingers. And it feels like waiting for lava to fill a valley. It feels like absorbing pain. Well, it's not pain, but it feels like absorbing some kind of mild discomfort and some kind of calcification of the bones or something. It feels like I'm just like it feels like a heavy number system, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A heavy number system on my shoulders, like that I have to carry around, lug around all day with the responsibility of a calculator. And I'm not even calculating anymore. And you wouldn't know that because you don't know anything about me. And you shouldn't. Because it's not fair. I don't introduce myself as a fucking expert in anything. I'm an expert in clocks. Okay, I've got a million invisible clocks, and I am a genius for keeping these invisible clocks all through my adventures in Atlantis. And I have a pencil, but it's a magic pencil, and it doesn't do anything by itself. I have to do it because I am a magician, and only a magician can manage a magic pen or a pencil. And did I say pen? Well, I said pen because the pencil turns into a pen because it's magic. And that makes sense now in my world. Okay. And what else is magic? Oh, well, we have we have drink. We drink. Mm. And it makes more magic happen. Oh god. So anyway, look. I've done too much. Right? I've said too much. I've done too much. I've made a mockery of myself, and I haven't even introduced myself properly. So I'm going to roll another cigarette and just start talking again, basically. And I'm sorry if I don't have any respect for all of the things that everybody else on YouTube does. Even just looking at myself in the little display instead of looking at the camera, which is more social and not necessarily respecting the existence of other people, which I know I should, but I'm not used to talking to other people through a fucking camera, all right? I'm used to talking to myself in the mirror. And when I do, it's usually not thinking that there is this god of memory taking everything and putting it in a small box to be ignored forever, all right? What was I saying? I'm going to roll another cigarette and get back. But who am I talking to? I could be fucking talking to the devil for all I know, right? And to be honest, I hope not. But I don't care. This isn't what I care about anyway. Like I need to take a piss, smoke another cigarette, and get back to this conversation. And I know I'm not going to talk about anything interesting, but I'll have all the fucking best thoughts in the world while I'm away. Because I don't have any rules about not being a genius when I'm not on camera. I'm a very simple person, okay? I'm extremely what is it? Unmanipulative. And I warn people that I am manipulative. People in my life, like my friends, like specifically one friend that I have. I think I have. He fucks off all the time. So I have to say that I've decided that I'm doing something now. I'm talking on camera. And now it's like there's a future opening up, you know? It's like I've started something. Really, that's it. The thing is that I've started something. I don't even know. You know, my experience with technology is that I do something and then the computer says that it doesn't work. And then I have to struggle for a bit and then decide that the right thing to do is to just fucking disappear as a human being and not be respected in technological universe. Because nothing works, you know? Nothing fucking works. And I say this without proof. Do you want the logs? I have a logbook. Yeah, it's like 150 pages of things I tried that didn't work. Like everything, man. I've tried fucking everything. I thought things were going to work. I thought we were going to, you know, use what we have. But no, we're not. We're not doing that at all. We're just making a mockery of freedom with our fucking money grabbing bullshit, you know, which sucks, and I'm not even expressing properly. And there's a reason for that. It's because I don't care. I mean, I just don't care about like about about thinking before I speak, or writing a script, or editing. I just don't care because it's not easy anymore. Like, because there's too many things that we have to do behind the camera. Like, in society, I'm not talking about this camera, which is just a thing on a little snaky sort of slink thing with a hook that grabs. And no, I don't have to make it all visually appealing either, because this is just a personal journal thing, I guess. I'm only saying it's a personal journal, but it could be a thing for everybody in the world, right? I mean, I could start right now to just improve my standards. I think I'll do that, actually. I'll just improve my standards a little bit right now. So now I'm talking to whatever it is I think you are, right? And I know you're not, you know, I don't know what the fuck people do to be able to talk into a camera, like a tiny little hole like that, and to decide that they're reaching someone. For all I know, I could be just accelerating the destruction of mankind and destroying the last connection that we ever would have had with each other. But like like I'm not really this bad a person, okay? I don't do this, right? No. Yeah, okay, so maybe I'm a bit ugly, okay? Maybe I'm a bit ugly, and that's why I do certain facial expressions. Like, don't worry about it. You probably have more problems than me. I don't feel bad about how I look anymore, right? I went through a long time of making myself look better, and I still have that skill, and it's dormant. But there's a lot of manipulation in it, but it's not important. You see, the thing is, you're just looking at me, and it's all that I have planned for this video at 3 o'clock in the morning is just looking at myself, talk to myself, basically, on the camera. It's really depressing, actually. Just like, here's a guy, he should be doing something with himself. He's just talking to himself in the middle of the night. But actually, all I want is to talk to myself, you know? All I want is to talk to myself because I am interesting. Just wait for it, okay? I haven't touched on anything. And the reason is because it takes energy to analyze yourself, but also by investigating yourself, you change it. And by talking non-stop, you fucking change it. And by talking non-stop, there's just like very little chance of actually remembering anything about myself that matters. But it's interesting in itself, you know? Why would I be compelled to do this? Do I not do what is best for my own existence at all times in my life? Like, is who I am not the culmination of all of my intentions? And as a result, talking non-stop, why is it beneficial? What is the point? Even if it's subconscious, right? Even if it's just the easiest path, why am I doing it? And it's just because I'm selfish, maybe. Because I'm not thinking about what's beyond this moment that I have, apparently. But also because I'm an extremely daring person. And I tend to destroy everything that's handed to me. I have to make it for myself. And if I'm being handed the podium, I'm destroying the podium. You know, if I'm being handed an audience, I'm ignoring the audience. Because, to be honest, that's not what's happening for me, you know? Like, we have a difference between each other, whoever we are. And most of you fuckers aren't even going to want to listen to what I'm saying because you're going to be insulted by half the things I'm saying already. And there's just no way that it's going to stay on the internet. And hold on a minute. Who the fuck gives you the right to just come in and say, like, you know who I am? You don't know fucking shit, man. I haven't even touched on who I am. Not that it matters, except to the most demented fucking, like, psychologists. It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter who I am to most people. That's why I do things that, like, are interesting to others in a way that doesn't hinge upon me and my ego in life, right? Now the question is, can you use a camera in a different way then, in that case, so that we don't have to stand here looking at you the whole time, right? But, like, talking to yourself as well, so I'm like, can we, who's we, but, like, look at me, but no, don't look at me. What am I saying? Don't look at me or look at me. Look, it doesn't matter. Look, just, this is so degenerate. I'm being so degenerate. I'm not even talking to the camera. I'm, like, looking at my picture of myself, which is the worst acting imaginable. Which is why I'm not a fucking actor. No, the thing is, I'm not an actor because I haven't got a script and I'm not, like, trying to do anything. I'm just going with the flow because, to be honest, I'm getting the most out of life by talking. But this is anti-Buddhism, man. This is, like, anti-peace. This is anti-fucking stability. And it's going downhill. It's going downhill. So, might as well just embrace the fact that it's going downhill. Psychologists can say, yeah, this guy was on YouTube smoking and drinking alcohol. But to be honest, we have bigger problems than to just pick on the weakest people that we can find before they have a chance to engage with anybody else. I mean, that's the thing as well. I'm never going to talk to anybody else on the YouTube because the YouTube is just going to destroy me before I have a chance. It's just going to say, you know, this guy is up to no good or whatever because he's looking at himself instead of looking at the camera, or because he's talking non-stop, or because he's like, well, to be honest, I'm just under pressure because I'm being recorded and this is new for me, right? And I'm an idiot. I'm a fucking idiot now. I used to be smart, but I'm an idiot now. Well, at least we're getting somewhere. This is what I want to talk about, is the fact that I've become this kind of idiot instead of who I was trying to be. And, you know, to be honest, when I don't talk non-stop, I'm not that much of an idiot. But I don't know. Maybe I am. The point is, I'm experiencing talking to myself, and that is the experience that I'm investigating at the moment, right? I'm investigating talking to myself. And so anything that I would perceive as being interesting to other people is just not my priority at the moment. Because my priority is to talk to myself and see how I can surprise myself and make the experience enjoyable. But this is a sign that I'm engaging with this platform and that I have hope for how it's going to develop in the future, you see, because I'm already investing so much of my energy into it that I know that I'm going to keep doing it. And because I know I'm going to keep doing it, I'm taking liberties. You know, I'm wasting time. And I am exhausted as well. I'm so exhausted, man. I'm so exhausted. But, and I'm not even thinking about my future. That's the thing. Like, I used to make videos and I used to think about the fucking future me. The future me who was watching it. And now, you know, all I can think of is that the world is out to get me. And things are going to shit. And I don't have the feeling of despair that I need to change as a person. Okay, so I'm just, like, going to be the same person. And things are going to get worse. And I can hope that they don't. And I hope they don't. But I know that this isn't me either. You know, this is an image. And because I have an image, it can only go worse because I'm only going to either be drawn to my own production for a sense of accomplishment or a sense of passage, because like, did I do something? Yeah, I made a video, but like, how do I know? I have to see it because I'm just going to forget it. Why would I want to remember this? And then, maybe by just forgetting about it, I actually passed through it. But I'm just looking at myself, and it doesn't even look like me. It doesn't look like me at all. Why? But like, am I the only person who's interested in this conversation? I probably am the only person who's interested in this conversation, And it's just like, why am I not moving beyond the face value sort of paranoia and just get to the fucking point of what I want to talk about? Do I want to talk about it? No, I don't. Why would I want to talk about anything, man? I'm like naturally quiet person with the odd explosion of expression. But I usually try to be funny. I don't try and talk like this. I don't talk just to hear my voice. But actually, there's a lot of biological information carried through a person's voice. But also, it's like I get it from my mother, but like I put on this sort of persona as well, and I have to like fucking deal with that. So, and it's like, what are the rules? Like, I don't like making rules because when I make rules, I feel like they've been hijacked by everybody else. It's like, next thing you know, you just see the rules you made being used by someone else. And maybe that's something that happens to mathematicians in particular. But it's still a drag. And I've been actively avoiding creating rules of life so that I don't have difficulty of seeing them used in ways that weren't meant to be used. Like, if a person invents a magical power for themselves, say, like, and when I say invent, I don't mean like fucking just making it up and pulling it out of their ass. I mean, like, if a magical power were to appear through engagement with reality in some way in a person, it could be copied and used by somebody else. And then the purity of it. Like, I mean, if you want the power to know who is suffering, the only way you're going to get that is by being a hero and being ready to help those people who are suffering, right? But if you have that power that way and somebody copies it and gets the power off you, from you, just by copying you, then that thing is lost. The actual meaning of it is lost. And then there's just this power left over. And the power is deadly. Absolutely deadly, because it's not pure anymore. It's just like a shell that's been captured, or it's like a magical psychic energy that is just automatically used in war or something, So, it's like we invented calculators, but then they use calculators to calculate the trajectory of missiles, and now we just don't feel good about calculators anymore. We just can't calculate anymore because we know the fucking army is using it. So, like, it's something like that. It's that kind of thing. So it's like, so I've given up on a lot of things, basically, is what I'm saying. I've given up on so many things because of this. Myself as well. I capitalize on my own past, and my past is a virtuous one, but it's totally marred by the fact that I've gone dipshit stupid, and nobody knows that I'm an idiot. But I was always an idiot. It's just that I was better at it. when I knew what I was doing. But this isn't anywhere close to the truth. I mean, the truth is memory and it's analysis. It's recognition of your own failures um, by means of just integrating the attitudes that were involved in the activities that led to failure with the results that they naturally meet with on successful ventures as deemed accurately identifiable through the vicarious attitudes of the healthy few who ascertain passage of intent, which, you know, I don't have because I'm an idiot. And I'm not going to give myself too many pats on the back. I'm talking to myself at 4 o'clock in the fucking morning, right? Now, it's not easy to talk to myself any hour of the day. This is probably the easiest time because somebody always comes and interrupts. There's always something going on. And you never really get back to that peaceful state of thought. God, the last time I actually learned something would have been like too long ago. But I used to learn things in school until they kicked me out. And my story is a disaster. It's a fucking disaster. You could have had flying fucking motorbikes. Instead, you have TikTok, alright? And that's my fault. It's just not funny, you know? But I can't go into any of these notions of failure without being conscious. And I'm like half asleep because it's 4 o'clock in the morning. But look, the main thing is that nobody's here. Like, nobody's listening. But we won't go into that sort of rabbit hole of loathing because we've other things to think about, right? Look, I'm not a violent person, but I'm talking about things that involve large energies, right? And because of this, I can't win because I'm a very peaceful person. So I'm not going to say that, like, I'm in a conflict with anyone because I'm not. Because I've given up on trying to have any of those things that come to the victor, okay? And the reason is because I value too much my potential in whatever it is. But right now, all that's happening is that I'm talking non-stop. And that has to happen because it's that kind of video. And I'm struggling to actually think while I talk because I don't do this very often. I usually think a lot and then I come to a great conclusion and then I don't tell anyone. And the reason is because nobody listens. Nobody fucking listens to anything that I actually say. So it's, it's like bye-bye culture, bye-bye being funny, bye-bye people. Like, I'm just on my own all the time. So it's like, you don't get it. But I do. And it's not that bad because you can get used to it. You have what you need. You get by in life. But it's not funny how unfair everything is, right? It's unfair that I've had to work so much and I'm unemployed for 10 years, man. 10 fucking years I'm unemployed. And I don't complain all the time. I don't complain ever, right? And I don't have reason to complain either because I have nice things going on in my life. But none of those things are expressing myself on a camera for example, or in a way that engages with this god of memory. You're a god of memory, and I'm not treating you as a god of memory, because all that happens is that people watch the videos and that's it, right? I mean, the god that people think that exists is just this editing power. It's just a sacrifice of energy that people make to sit down and work with what was left by the free, okay? And I don't do that, you know. I'll do my own editing, and there's nothing to be edited here. It's just all waffle. It's just me waffling non-stop. My own voice. I don't know how I'm going to listen to it again, but I will. I'll listen to it again. But I have to listen to it with the full knowledge that this is the lowest that I've ever gone. You know? I don't go lower than this. This is just me waffling and saying nothing on camera for no reason. The very high likelihood of putting it on YouTube. And with no message, no purpose, no success or interest. But it's only temporary as well. You know? And the thing that keeps me going is to think that I might improve. Well, I will improve, because I improve at everything I fucking do. But I don't think that it's important until I actually talk about something. And I'm looking at myself. Don't forget, I'm looking at myself, and it's like, why am I acting the way I am acting? You know, it's like, I gotta roll in the smoke. Well, good morning. You have the burden of having to respond to yourself now, and you've already done a video, so it's very easy to keep going. As I said, I've started it already, but I've decided not to edit, because fuck that. And also, I have to do the thinking, which is different, because when I say me, is it me, or is it this other me that I'm going to be when I'm watching, or is it a me that doesn't exist anymore but makes sense of his context when he refers to himself, with some semblance of self-observation that is only deduced from the video by other sensible creatures who speak English, or whatever language this is, after it's been processed automatically by the robots years and years from now, if we go that way into civilization. I just wanted to say that you have to, what was it? Sort of translate and repair. Really is what you have to do. Is you have to repair everything now. Yeah. Like what I did. I have a staff. This is a pretty valuable item given to me by a Chinese artist who lived downstairs from me when I had an apartment. Painter. He said I should use it for self-defense. And, you know, I can just sort of wave it around in my bedroom. And when the aliens come, we'll be ready. But I have to do something. What was it? I have to do something. I have to remember something that I have to do, and then I have to articulate it in such a way that it sounds like I have to do it, but actually all I'm doing is putting it into the box that I'm in. So I don't know if I'm actually being faithful to whatever it is that I think I have to do, because all I'm doing is talking about it anyway. Maybe it's best that I don't know what I have to do or how to articulate it, because ultimately I'm better off just having to figure out what I have to do myself and not having to, rely on a genius in a box, basically, tell me. But actually, there was something that I was going to do. Yeah, I was watching over what I said in the last video, and then I thought something, and now I can't fucking remember. I spent the last 2 minutes trying to remember one thought, but this is how I think. This is how I create. Actually, it's how I create. I don't like being drunk and smoking cigarettes late at night on my own with nothing to say. So, so here's to the future of videos that are only going to be better than that.